Hello, everybody. The stream title may or may not still be inaccurate. That will hopefully change at some point, but it does not really matter because this is, in fact, the Spy Party Competitive League Winter Cup Edition, obviously. Anyhow, we got ourselves a couple of matches here and a couple of casters here. Gabriel, thank you for coming
Hello.
in and delaying this cast for us.
Oh, come on. You had to mention it.
Yeah, it's all. It's okay. It's okay. I like casting on my lunchtime. And Yosh, hello, welcome.
Hello. We obviously got the two best casters to cast this a very
Yeah,
great match between the Gorf, Janine, and Rov.
I
But
mean, and actually, we
uh,
got two actual EU casters for the EU stream. That's nice.
oh, that sounds pretty great. Either way, SCL7 actually does have a bit of a format change compared to the last time around. I'm not sure if we covered it earlier, but considering you are the man who knows everything about the tournaments, Gabriel, can you
Uh,
please explain to me what's happening?
Have you done your research, Josh, by any chance?
I have looked up the names.
Yeah, that's
That's
research.
good.
That counts.
That's a start. That counts.
Yeah.
So we're SEO has changed a lot, yeah. So we're in SEO7 now. So instead of everyone playing at the same time and it being a real chaos for approximately 18 weeks, which is a lot, we now have more chaos every 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So a small group of players will have a big chaos between themselves, and then in a month and a half we'll have another small group of players have a small chaos between themselves, and they'll play spy party matches.
Yep.
And some people will even cast them.
Yep. And
So for
one player from each division will have the lucky opportunity to extend their chaos by another 6 weeks.
That is true. They can play even more.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah,
in their
one.
chaos.
Yep, and then potentially they can just keep going if they keep winning. Anyway, we got ourselves a couple of matches here. We got. We'll just start off with the first one: Tabsies and Rhythmicsheep. Hopefully, this is all set up properly. Let's see how this all works. All right, so
yes, indeed.
we got some bands here: Aquarium and Balcony, and then
Ooh.
Gallery and High Rise being restricted. Oh yeah, and I was gonna do a thing here.
It's actually pretty interesting. I mean, Aquarium is a very known like tech venue where everyone has some kind of stuff that they just can cheese over their opponents, so it makes sense as a ban. As does Balcony. No one really wants to play coin flips in a competitive set. Uh, The restrictions are a bit more interesting, and we actually see the restrictions being picked by both players in the second set of draft.
Yeah, they're trying to be a little cheeky here
Yep.
by
Yeah.
picking each other's restricts.
Yeah. That's the way to go. When you wanna.
It's also funny how I find it funny how basically Tabsies banned balcony and restricted high rise. So we maybe see a trend where Tabsies is trying to get rid of the smaller mission count venues and go for the big ones like library and gallery.
Yeah. I also think it's interesting that Rhythmicsheep banned one occlusion venue and doubled another.
Yeah, that is interesting choice.
Well, yeah, some
I don't
people like
dislike it though.
Some people like trees. I mean, maybe Rhythmicsheep is just afraid of sharks. You know, it's possible.
I mean, yeah. If you have a phobia for sharks, that probably has a name, and I
Yeah.
won't look it up.
Sharkophobia. I'll just call it that.
Sharkophobia.
They can get pretty scary. Now, I believe that's all of the preparations that we might need to do.
Yeah.
Unless
I
we
think
want
we
to
could
talk
just.
about the previous bad blood between the players, which
Yeah.
I'm not sure if there is any.
Yeah, I don't know. All we need to really know is that we got the first game ready to go. We got
Yay.
Teal looking right at small men. Oh, well, not quite in the eyes because he's a little bit.
You didn't have to bring that up that early.
Yep.
It's awkward.
Yep. It's a little awkward here.
Either way, Rhythmicsheep is gonna start us off as a mom in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Spawning right in the middle of the cabin, taking control pretty much immediately. There is some potential to do those very early bugs, but I'm pretty sure that the sniper is looking for them already.
We're just staying in this conversation. We're not doing much. I don't mind it too much at the start, but I mean, we are going to have to do something. Just even a flirt would be nice.
And that's the thing with Redwoods. You do have some very nice occlusion. You do have some very nice mission sites. You can also finish inspects from bookshelf, which is an important thing to keep in mind. But in return, the time isn't really that big for you to finish it, and we do begin here with a visit to a bar, 32% on the first flirt, which is going to be a white.
Yeah, we're gonna need 2 more very close whites, or at least 1 green. Otherwise, we're not gonna finish the flirts in 3 goes. We're going to another conversation. I don't love it. Could be doing stuff like statues, just where people are being highlighted for going to bar. I mean, I thought people were being. Then we don't have a highlight, so
People are being highlighted for taking drinks, I believe. Tabsies is willing to put a little bit more attention into making sure that all of his highlights can potentially set off a purling, while Rhythmicsheep has decided to avoid a highlight by just rejecting innocently.
Banana
Not
bread.
exactly a play that many people would go for, but this is a risk that Rhythmicsheep is willing to take, as the banana bread comes off green and pretty clean for us.
yeah, we got like 2 lowlights from that. That's pretty nice.
Slightly less than 100 seconds to go. We are going to a green set of bookshelves. Picking up our first inspect, gonna pick up the second one as well, because why not? Just gonna get some missions going. The time is really starting to run out. We still need to finish our inspect, we still need to finish our flirts and find one more mission somewhere else.
Are you gonna time add? I wouldn't mind it, but I think Tabsies is looking for it. Oh, it's green at least. Okay.
And
Let's see
our
if we can find anything. Ooh, red flirt.
That can be interesting. That basically just moves around Kane, which might potentially increase the amount of suspicion that Kane has from the sniper. Now, he's not particularly a highlight, he won't necessarily go anywhere useful as it seems. So, Rhythmicsheep just gonna go to another set of statues to finish up that mission. As Rachel
Kane
picks.
was a highlight.
Oh, and swaps
Okay.
immediately.
We're just being shot for that. No? Oh, highlight. Not even. Oh, yeah, shot. yeah,
Gonna wait for the shots there. So, yeah.
Die.
Is a swap? It was a swap for.
Oh,
I'm not actually sure.
looks like OBS crashed on me a bit there, so that's gonna be.
Great.
Yep.
That's sad.
Oh, wait. I think we're still going. Oh, we're still going. I think it just something just. Oh, I see. I know what happened. Never mind. That was.
The swap was so great that
Yeah.
Kletos decided to clank the stream
Yeah.
for us. Tabsies was pretty sure in that shot once he saw the swap.
I think it was just an action priority, unfortunately. Unless we really wanted that last mission to be done immediately, and just hope that Tabsies doesn't see anything, which isn't a particularly great plan against Tabsies, at least.
All right,
That
we should.
can indeed happen.
All right,
to
we
everyone.
should be back again and all that.
Hello, chat. Welcome to another SCL cast.
Yeah,
Today we are.
There may have been a slight interruption there. That was mostly my fault.
Today we are looking at game 2 between Rhythmicsheep and Tabsies, where Tabsies is going to be playing as Sync after taking a spy win in game number 1 for shooting the swap.
Sniper win.
Oh, right. Yes, indeed. Snipers do get the wins sometimes when they shoot spies. Who would have expected? Either way. Are we ready?
I am ready.
Good.
Let's go.
Then let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play it. And Sync is actually a signature spy for Tabsies, I want to say, being featured on his profile picture in the Discord. So might be something to remember for Sheep, but also not many people will play around that extraneous information because not many people will choose to go with it.
Get a very, very fast fingerprint. I don't particularly mind it. That position seems just a little off. for return, but that's okay. We're gonna
Well, it's a
time
state
ad.
break.
I like time ads. No.
Not a timer just yet, just looking at the watch. We don't need to get more time on the clock if we are sure that we are gonna complete. And with one fingerprint in hand, that's already some very nice progress. A cheese flirt as well, 44%. Smallman is almost halfway done with us. However, we will need at least 2 more flirts to finish that mission.
Yeah, I think we're looking for another fingerprint, but we're not finding it. Where Wheels just took our briefcase. We can go for another flirt now, though.
The cheese flirt really helps spacing if you can get away with it, and it seems like Tabsies has gotten away clean. However, any potential banana bread opportunities will get thrown out of the window as Double Agent leaves. Second seduce is going to be a green test, 95% on that bar, unfortunately slightly off.
Yeah, and we're starting to be a little low on time. If our double agent doesn't come back in a conversation soonish, this is gonna be slightly pressured to finish here. We still need one more mission on top of fingerprints, seduce, and contact.
So we will just go into a conversation with a suspected double agent. Of course, Tabsies doesn't know that this is the case. And we'll just talk innocently, buy some more time, get some suspicion off of himself. Sirach, very nice bug. A standing reverse drive-by as the ambassador just passes through, and it seems like Sheep did not see it.
Yeah, that was not seen. That was wow. Well, there's our mission. Now we just need to find a fingerprint, manage to contact, and finish flirt.
Well, the contact is coming. Ooh, that is some very, very sad pathing on the entry, but Rhythmicsheep seems to not have noticed it, or at least credited it.
We need to BB at some point.
We are trying to make
And then
sure
run.
that we are
There we
as
go.
AI-like as possible, even though we stop the animation immediately. Don't want to get caught wide banana breading right at the 11th hour. As we are going for less seduce, this one is going to be instantaneous on the conversation entry. We stop talking, and we just
Where's
need
our
to
finger?
find
What? Is there a fingerprint
was
on
an
this
ambassador
statue?
in the right.
What?
Yes, indeed.
Wow, there is. Oh my god.
We are being highlighted, but that's just a highlight for the
It's too late.
fingerprints. The missions have been completed. The countdown has started just slightly before the 10-second mark. And the
Ah,
clank.
that bad manners.
I mean,
Wow, 2-0.
it is a competitive setting. If you can get away with with a bit more mental damage on your opponent and you really think it will work, can be
If
quite
it
an
works,
effective
yeah.
strategy, if not a dirty one. So, after the first two games, Tabsies firmly in the lead 2-0. Now Rhythmicsheep needs to sweep the venue to get back to a tie. And she will start as Irish over there in map number 3. Are we ready?
Let's go.
Let's begin in 3, 2, 1, planet. Starting over right next to the statues, but we will not do
Oof.
that. Instead, we will miss a
Banana
pad
bread.
and
Oof.
banana bread
Oh
immediately.
god. I think that was just action priorities there. We wanted to flirt, but or we missed the pad, and then we were like, okay, well, now I want to flirt, but instead we BB'd. This has gone horribly wrong, and we're not being low lit. So yeah, and we're being high lit. This is.
If
Let's hope it's
anything,
just for drinks.
the banana bread was surprisingly not that bad, only 4 lowlights, which I definitely wouldn't have expected there just to be 4, considering how hectic that banana bread ended up being. We didn't get any flirt from the conversation, which is slightly sad in my eyes, but at least we do have drink in hand, if only just an innocent one. That's interesting.
Oh yeah, did we not request for a purloin?
That might just be an interface
No,
bug.
no,
Yes,
we
indeed, we
delegated.
delegated. Apologies. That is on me. Gain some more time. We can't just delegate Smallman here, which will leave us not talking, but we opt to go right next to our seduction target, find ourselves a flirt at some point in the future, and never mind, he
Ooh.
just leaves.
Yeah, now we're actually starting to be a bit low on time, actually, because we need 3 missions. And we need to do something, so we're going back to books, just like two games ago. And we're going for some cheeky inspects.
And because
With
we are
2
right
at
next to
bookcase.
Twin,
Yeah.
both of them are gonna get highlighted. Very nice play by Tabsies. Both statues are gonna get inspected. We can potentially take this book out for a microfilm transfer in the future, but that does not seem to be that viable considering the sniper remembers us being there.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it to take the microfilm there, because whether we take the microfilm or take the book out completely, it's just, we were just noticed, so it wouldn't be particularly viable.
In the meantime, squeezing into yet another conversation. Pretty annoying spot if Tabsies can catch it, but doesn't seem to be the case as of yet. The first flirt is going to be a green, which will help us immensely. However, the time pressure is still pretty huge considering that we don't have inspects or seduce finished and we still need to find that elusive fourth mission.
Are we going for 3 at bookcase after 2 at bookcase? Oh god, and we
No,
missed a pad. This
we're
is...
going for a missed pad. And there it is, a white test, 85%. We will need one more flirt, which is going to be very annoying. And this is our second book, so Tabsies can actually just try to infer a transfer,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
looks to be the case.
Yeah, I think Fabs is just 2 bookcase. That's probably a transfer. We chased our ST multiple times. It's not a particularly great game, unfortunately, from Rhythmicsheep here.
And we missed the pad as well.
Yeah, that's
Very unfortunate ending for Rhythmicsheep, as that Twitch was entirely on screen for the sniper. Tabsies so far pretty much on a roll. However, will
yeah,
he
3-0.
Will he accomplish the sweep itself? We do have boots picked in our fourth game of Redwoods, and we shall begin this one in 3, 2, 1, played it.
I hope Rhythmicsheep can win this game, because otherwise being down 4-0 is gonna be very difficult to come back from.
And Redwoods is actually Rhythmicsheep's pick, so that's quite an unfortunate start to the set indeed, considering that the next venue is going to be the one that Tabsies is probably more comfortable on, considering he is the one to pick it.
Yeah, we still have no mission progress. 30 seconds in. But we can analyze the party by just looking around, so we are still in a conversation with a double agent. We interrupted the speaker for no apparent reason, but sure.
We
Oh, and
go
we
for a
bug.
standing bug. The laser is right next to us, but I'm not sure how well that looked from the sniper's view. I'll have to check after the game. As of now, just biding our time, not being highlight, being a neutral light with one mission complete is a very nice prospect to be at, especially considering that we just need to do your usual set of 3.
Yeah, what's going to be our 4th mission here if we manage to find one? We're not highlighted for the bug, so I don't assume anything has been seen, and I'm just Ambassador really wants to be bugged here.
Or at least really wants to help Rhythmicsheep to create Tabsies as someone who might have a bug. However, we just stand around. That was a lot of time spent in this conversation. I believe we've spent at least a minute over in there. And for all
we
that,
haven't moved.
for all that time, we just
Banana bread.
have a fake banana bread. Ooh, come into a frame potentially. However, the double
haven't-
agent is out of the conversation and just now joins us. Hello, Smallman.
Ambassador just really wants us to be
Unfortunately, Seduce Ambassador is not quite a mission that was added just yet.
Banana bread.
So we will settle down for a green banana bread instead. Second mission done. 1 minute to go. We still need to complete 2 more missions. Hello, Ambassador. Haven't seen you in a
Oh my
while.
god. Tabsies has had enough of it and just leaves the conversation for the first time in the whole game. We're
As
going
well
for
as
a
the
flirt.
Ambassador
Cheese flirt
immediately
again.
chooses it.
This is a
51%.
very
Pretty
weird
nice
path.
start. We can potentially just two flirts this for the end, and if this last mission is a Berlin, this can be potentially very scary and
Do we
explosive somewhat
direct? Oh no.
considering the
we
rest of,
delegate.
considering the rest of the game.
I would have probably directed to direct Purloin here because we just did a weird cheese flirt from the conversation. So if that's seen, there's a risk that we just get shot for just leaving for no reason. Oh.
No, never mind.
Oh
That
no,
was
we
not a
delegate. We
flirt. That
delegate.
was a delegate. Okay, so we still need to
We need
find a fourth mission.
We need to go back now. We can't just sip. Yeah. Okay.
And the etiquette is going to prove to be disastrous as Rhythmicsheep finds her first point of the game. I want to look again at that bug, if you don't mind.
Yeah, we were just seen just breaking etiquette there for no apparent reason.
Oh, we were zooming in and looking. The sniper was
We
zooming in
just
and
missed the
looking
bug.
at us, but just starts fidgeting right as the bug comes out. Impeccable timing from Tabsies there, but unfortunately, decided to stand around for just slightly too long, and in the timing pressure, I'm going to assume that this was an action priority misclick on the Perlin, which is very unfortunate, but in the end, a win is a win, and Rhythmicsheep will not leave without a win.
Yeah, that's good because otherwise this would be very, very, very difficult for Rhythmicsheep to win. I think there's.
Now, library is a big venue. There is a lot of things to do, and we do have our first spy there.
Oh yeah, sorry.
We
Have you
do have
started
our
the game?
first spies there. No, not yet.
Okay,
Playing
good.
as
Sorry.
Queen. We do have Rhythmicsheep. No, sorry, is not the spy just yet. Hold your horses. We will begin in 3, 2, 1. Played it. A lot of clutters are on the right.
I mean, library is always cluttered, so.
Yes, but some time of chaos cheese can prove very, very nice, especially considering that we have whole 5 missions to do. That's the biggest of any venue in the game. Our first flirt is going to be a white, so at least we get some nice early progress. It's not much, but it is some honest work that will help us in the future.
Okay, we just take an innocent drink. I'd rather that than Purloin.
So Berlin can be an interesting choice. Unfortunately, we are not quite in the position, especially considering that we have been seen offered. So Rhythmicsheep goes for an instant drink take, which is usually seen as less suspicious because you keep your hands busy, you can't bug with it as easily, and it also is not a green Berlin, which is also quite important.
Going for fingerprint. I think
And
Tabsies was the one going. Ooh, cheese fingerprint. No, I mean, Ambassador was in a very weird position, but I think we should have walked a little bit at least. Going
it's
back for
only
flirt.
It's only bad if it gets noticed, and in this particular case, no credit was given, so Rhythmicsheep will enjoy her fingerprint
Ooh,
in yet another conversation.
ST leaves unfortunately. But we can get a BB when a few of the conversations settle, or just
Banana
immediately with a red. Oh god,
The
not
cough
seen. But that's a lot of
was
low lights.
heard.
Yeah.
However,
Tabsies being
a cough is
Tabsies
actually
is
one of
being
the
go.
apologies. A cough is actually one of the easiest, one of those red tests sounds that you can get away with. If you hear a clank or a crash, the position of the spy is immediately apparent. If you hear a cough, however, it's a very short animation, and if you don't have the spy on screen, or even if you don't necessarily look at them if they are on the edge of your vision, you just miss it.
Yeah, cough is really dependent on venue, because on something like library, the sniper can basically only see up to 2/5 of the venue at once. So if you just don't have the spy on screen, you can get a lot of lowlights, but that's it. That's all you get. You don't get the spy like you could get on something like balcony, where a red BB means death.
I respect that example. I do not necessarily agree with it. It's a bit of an exaggeration, but it is pretty fair. The first inspect, however, is going to be a white as we are going into center statues. The second inspect is a white as well. And the third one, white again. We
Oof.
will probably need to... No, never mind. Just about getting away with it.
Queen has slow enough cycles to just barely manage to scrape those 2 cycles there, instead of starting a third. Are we? Okay. Why are
We
we
are
here? Oh, we're getting a
uh,
fingerprint. Okay.
here to
That
get a
makes sense.
fingerprint, and more importantly, to get no bug credit at all, because we were seen not bugging. And no spy would do that. A spy would bug, so obviously we are not a spy. Our Tabsies is not gonna buy into that mind game, but will watch us come right next to our seduction target, get a second flirt, 85% on that bar, as we get another instant drink from Toby.
Yeah, we need a 5th mission though, so we need to find it somewhere.
I mean, a bug is still available. The fact that we didn't take it earlier means that we can take it later. However, it will be pretty difficult with a drink in our hands and with Tabsies pretty much guarding it. And with the ambassador moving into a complete different side of the venue, the flirt will be finished, however, so that means one mission remains.
Yeah,
Probably
we're
a
finishing with
purloin?
a. Oof, okay, we're just getting shot for this. It's a bit of a late shot though. There's nothing happened in those last 10 seconds.
We have broken an animation to sip after we have seen Toby right next to us, so there can be a purloin inferred. And
That's fair
unfortunately, the
enough, yeah.
tray is just not visible, so Thepsis has to take a risk here.
Oh yeah, we
And
just
in
broke
this
animation. Fair enough.
particular case, it's going to be a correct shot. So 4-1, Rhythmicsheep has to snipe yet again as Thepsis presses a not so emergency, but still a small man button. A lot of things to be had there. Let's see how he will succeed, or if he will succeed in 3, 2, 1, played it.
Playing as Smallman when you're in the lead is an interesting choice. Obviously, we're going for cheese flirt again. Tabsies loves those. It's just a white test, very very far away, but any of them we can get is it's just good.
18% is still pretty nice. I believe it gets us out in the situation where we have a close green and a close white, because 85 plus 18 sounds to me like more than 100%. 66, however, is the count now as we get another flirt. I'm going to assume this one was a green, because you can't just get those numbers from a white. As we leave a conversation and enter it yet again.
Yeah, we just twitched to get closer to the ST, so we guarantee a 34% next flirt, which is a good move in my opinion, just in case. Those float points can be devastating.
The one question that I'm having is, flirt is usually a mission that is supposed to be completed in between the completions of other missions throughout the game. With the flirt completed at the beginning, we just need to do 4 things at some point in the future, without
True, we
anything
can flirt.
happening in between.
We
So
spent a
that
minute and a half on flirt.
so that might be a bit annoying for Thepsis. There is some amount of potential miscalculation. It can't happen. The investor path is biased, but we will choose not to take the bug here. As, yeah, we just abide our time, look for maybe a target to frame.
You know, we need to. We don't need to do anything yet, but time is counting down, and we have to do something at some point. So
Speaking
we'll
of
start
doing
moving
something, we will indeed.
a window. Not sure how interesting that is.
A small one has the fastest watch check in the entire party, so at time it can potentially be pretty sneaky. This one will not be particularly sneaky, but also will not be a timeout, so no risk, no reward, as they say.
Would you say that lowers your suspicion if you check your watch a small man and then don't time it? Or does it not change your suspicion?
A small one would check a watch at least twice and not time it to earn my non-suspicion.
Oh.
However, that is a very interesting idea. We are going for an action test microfilm. Gonna green this one, which means that we will just need to put that microfilm into a yet another book and put it into a bookshelf where this microfilm does not belong. We get a bug in the meantime as well. Pretty unnoticed, I think. A little bit off on the rotation there. But it is libraries, there is so much happening.
That was a nice bug, with the bounds perfectly hidden behind the
Y-
prominent task, for lack of a better word.
You'll love to see those. We get a fingerprint of the book as well, so we just need to get away with the second animation, which is a hartal and can pretty much cross out all of our progress that we have done so far. However, we take the book out and we just move. We move into a conversation over here. Right, gonna find a banana bread first.
I mean, we can just dump the book in another shelf as well.
Well, we'll need to get a microfilm in it first.
Banana bread.
But there's already a microfilm in it. We just took a microfilm from the green out.
Have we put it back into the book? We
You don't
will
need
do it
to, because,
now.
but we're still doing it.
The action
Are we-
test has happened. I believe you
Well, if-
can't just complete the mission by putting the book in yellow if you have a blue book with a green microfilm out, because a book without a microfilm is not particularly valuable for the spy agency. Speaking of
There's a
valuable
microfilm
things,
in every book. There's a microfilm in every book. Are we getting shot here?
10.4
Fabs-
seconds on the clock, so we will not get any overtime.
Fabsies loves finishing at just those 10 seconds exactly, which can be a tell by itself, because if you see someone finishing between 10 and 12 seconds, you can be like, maybe that's a finish there. But we get
Yes.
the win successfully, and that's quite a good lead actually for Fabsies here, with a nice 5-1.
But the only confirmation that we have of Smallman putting that book back in was at 17 seconds, so at no point throughout the mission win countdown we were on the screen. Either way, we do have 2 more games of library to play, and it will be at least 2 more games of library because you have to get 7 points to win the match. And, oh, Rhythmicsheep chooses to treat us for this one. Let's see how this game will go in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Okay. Do we have a... Oh, yeah, we do. Interesting. Are you going to do anything with it? Oh, we're going for it immediately. Let's go.
Well, there's no point in not picking the most famous seduce pair in the game without completing the seduce, wouldn't it? The seduce was
That's
not complete in the original set where this pairing has originated from, but in this particular case we start with a pretty nice 51% with a seduction target leaving us. However, we're running in yet more pathing troubles. That was a pretty iffy movement over there.
Yeah, the sniper luckily was not particularly watching us. Unfortunately, our ST just decides they don't want to stick around with us. But we do have the double agent in our conversation, so that's a possibility.
I'm in the
Conversations
red.
are semi-full. Yeah, we're taking it. Why are we moving so much? That's don't like
Trying
it.
to get a banana split, trying to get a low light off of that banana bread, making the
And a finger
sniper
at the same
infer that
time.
we were not in the conversation. Also, we get a flirt. Oh, sorry, a fingerprint. Also, we get 2 inspects, so some pretty nice progress to have all around.
Yeah, I don't mind it actually. We're not highlight for it, which is interesting. I thought Tabsies would have seen us just bail completely on the conversation just as the banana bread came, but possibility.
Read.
We're turning around for our ST. We just really want to get that flirt, which is fair. But 3 at
General.
bookcase is a no-go,
I think
especially for
it's
Tabsies.
actually possible, but it is pretty unlikely. So instead, we will go find a briefcase and, more importantly, find the fingerprint. A second mission completed. Now we just need to finish our seduce, finish our inspects, and find that elusive fifth.
Well, Thabsies has proved that he's ready to highlight for 3 at bookcase or 2 at very small pads. So
Or a fingerprint completion.
or a fingerprint completion. That's unfortunate, actually. I don't. I wonder if we can finish now. If we have, we need to do a 3rd mission on top of inspect and seduce, and that needs to be a hardtail.
Well, at least we will start somewhere. The first and only inspect here is going to be a white, so it is, however, interrupted, so we don't actually complete the mission. Wheels, why did you have to pick it up? Why did you have to pick it up?
Why didn't we inspect the other statue?
Because it's a easier click. You start by inspecting statues that you don't hold.
Yeah, I guess, but like we could have
You also
just
start by
inspected the
swapping,
statue.
so that's the other thing. However, the more important thing is the flirt, which is now complete. So, hooray for true love. Toby is
We
right
now need
next
to.
to us.
We still need to get a 3rd inspect though. What are we gonna do? 2 hardtails? Are you kidding? As a highlight?
No, we're
Well,
gonna take the list, gulp,
yeah,
and
maybe that's the
then go
plan.
finish inspects, because that will be a 3rd visit to the statues, so it's actually less likely to be suspicious.
We still haven't
Because
seen the list. Okay, there we go. We've seen the list now, right? Right? Tabsies. Come on. Okay, we've seen it now. And we're shot.
we are in fact shot.
That's
Pretty sad.
6-1. Wow.
I actually quite liked the idea of going exactly to the statue where we got interrupted at and inspecting it and swapping it as well. Because Queen is, in my personal opinion, just chubby enough to potentially try and block it pretty efficiently if we get
But
some
that was
nice
10
animations to help
seconds.
us.
That was 10 seconds after the purloin, though. If we just had that inspect, we would have won. That's that's so sad.
Such is life, such is life. And such is love, pretty tragic, as we might figure out. Anyway, the last game of Library and Tabsies is actually over here, I believe, playing for a win.
Yeah, already. Can Rhythmicsheep win 5 games in a row to equalize? I doubt it, but prove me
I
wrong.
believe. And it has to start somewhere, so it will start in 3, 2, 1, play it.
I don't think, if I remember correctly, I don't think anyone has managed. What are we doing? What are we doing? No, no. Oh my god, it's not even seen.
And
It's
it's
not
a green
seen.
as well. This is
It's
going to be
green.
disgusting.
I was gonna bring up statistics, but this is way worse. This is this is just a green purloin that's not seen, and it's still going.
We finally figured something that's worse than statistics. An uncredited green purloin in the beginning of library games. The list is gone. I don't think it was noticed just yet, but we are already on completely the other side of the venue. There it is.
Are we gonna get low lit? Is the question. Why are we walking back towards the purloin?
Because the list was seen. The list was seen by the sniper, so they know that we are going to the right. So we have had to come from the left.
No.
So we were on the left in the first place.
No,
No?
we would have had a low light.
No.
We would have had a low light had we just stayed there. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Why did we move back?
I like the idea here, but unfortunately the mind game kind of flew over the head there. Either way, I don't think we are too unfazed there because it's still a pretty uncredited purloin. The only issue is there are like 7 lowlights, but no one cares about those when you have a free mission done.
Yeah, you have 10 guests and 4 missions to go in 3 minutes. That's actually quite limiting if our only suspect is Ponytail or Alice.
Well, we are right next to our seduction target. I don't think there's a reason not to flirt. And yes, indeed, it is unfortunately just going to be a white test, 35%. We will need 2 more flirts. And while that cooldown is going down, we might think of something else. For example, a fake banana
PvE.
bread,
Banana bread.
which will
How
knock
many
out
people is
at
that
least
going to knock out?
2 more
2.
people. So the suspect pool is down to 8. This is a very important number.
Is it just going to keep reducing? I mean, what are we going to do now? We can continue flirting and we can get another banana bread, but a banana bread is just going to reduce the numbers and flirt is only 1 mission. We still need 2. Okay, we're trying to get people out of the conversation. I see. It's not working.
Well, at least we get a flirt. 85% over here. So just 1 more there. Unfortunately, the timer kind of starts catching up with us. We got a very nice hardtail past the sniper, but it's still just a hardtail. And we still need to complete 5 missions. So 1 out of 5 done, and the other one... That's a bug on screen.
Yep. I'm not sure what scene though.
Standing bugs, they are great. People have been arguing in favor of them recently because the amount of walk-in bugs has been completely stealing the spotlight, but standing bugs are slightly less noticeable, I want to say, because you don't get the path to try and infer your guesses off of. You just get that very small movement to the right and back, very small sway. And that's 3 missions. 1 minute to go. Still need to do things, but not as much as we had to do just slightly earlier.
Inspect swap? Should we just go for it?
Center statues inspect swap. Center statues
Yeah.
are quite annoying and can be seen pretty easily if the sniper wants to do that. We are right next to our double agent. Might just go for a banana bread inspect finish instead, or even a banana bread swap and try and block it properly. We'll see. We will not see his double agent leaves. This is pretty bad.
I mean, double agent was not in our conversation.
And there's our center statue. There's our first inspect, going to be a green. Second inspect, going to be a green. Third inspect, going to be a green as well. And now we swap, and that's going to be a white test. The only one out
We
of
win.
4, and
Unless
probably
you shoot blind. Just stay
he
there.
has to
No,
move.
don't move.
And
Don't
there
move.
it is. There's a shot,
No.
and it was taken.
Oh my god, no. Why did you move?
Rhythmicsheep gets it just in time. Ooh, boy.
That's 2 mistakes for moving. One at the start of the game and one at the end. We did full circle there. We could have gotten low light at the start of the game for if we just stayed on that left side. And then at the end of the game, had we just stayed on the statue, we probably would have won.
I mean, we can't necessarily stay at the statue for too long because Rhythmicsheep, I think she might be able to catch that. So we have to move
Yeah,
somewhere.
potentially.
Unfortunately, the path that we have taken is taking us away from that sideline between the laser and the statue. So it is just enough for Rhythmicsheep to notice it and take an immediate shot.
Yeah, I mean,
Which hits
OT. I think overtime could have been a killer. It's just a little unfortunate.
a minute and a half of overtime and just 0.2 seconds between the shot and the victory. Wow. So, about that reverse sweep.
Yeah.
Let's start.
Let's see. I want to see it.
And what better time to press the small man button if not being down with your opponent at match point? Rhythmicsheep picking up Mr. S as our sniper. Let's see if the protocol will get executed or will Tabsies be left to play one more game or a few more games. We'll see how it will end up in the end. We'll start this game in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I'm gonna
So,
assume that since Tabsies isn't particularly comfortable apparently on high rise and on missions that are 3 of 5 and 2 of 3, I'm gonna say that Rhythmicsheep wins the next 2 games. There we go, that's my call.
and that actually
And then
gets us to a pretty nice scoreline, I believe. That is going to be 6-4, and it just means we need to sweep gallery to get our pre-earned at that point die. 72% on the flirt, so pretty quick flirts to start the game, but general it's right next to queen, which is my preferred way of flirting. Either way, the missions chosen is we will see that Purloin, which is a preferred fifth mission for a lot of people nowadays instead of the fingerprints, which was the usual way of playing in the earlier SCLs. Because there's just more guests,
ooh,
less time.
we just
That's
went
a
for it.
bug on screen. I don't think it was noticed or credited. We instantly rechecked because we pick up a book. So that's pretty legal.
I think it was just not seen, surprisingly. We have 2 minutes and we can just BB and flirt and win. This is... If that bug was indeed not seen, we just win.
And we are gonna start with the banana bread as we are moving into that far conversation. And probably a better strategy considering how much
Banana
more
bread.
you can do with a flirt. You can flirt at statues, you can flirt at windows. You can't banana bread over there. We are getting shifted on,
Ooh.
however, we probably just get shot for a talk, so we will need to bide our time, we will need to wait it out for quite a while and just hope that some of the AIs get the suspicion.
Safety was off on us. But we're not getting shot for a talk,
We are
interestingly
not getting
enough.
shot for a talk.
But we're being stared at a lot.
That indeed. So, 1 minute to go. We just need to get one more flirt. However, just one more flirt might also be a reason for the sniper to shoot us. So, it's actually quite tense over here. Rhythmicsheep will try to play time, will try to allow the AIs to get as much flirt progress as possible as we are going to a statue. Maybe that's our last mission.
Why are we going to a statue? What are we
I mean,
thinking, Rhythmicsheep here?
Tabsies won't shoot us for a half inspect, and Rhythmicsheep pretty much knows this. Might as well pick it up, because why not? We are at statues anyway. And there's our seduce. And there's our cancel!
No!
General knows. The shot, however, comes off.
Okay.
And the strategy of just taking your time and waiting quite a bit with that last flirt, which would have gotten us killed if we just rushed it after the banana rat, gets us a win because we see that Salmon walking around with a briefcase potentially might potentially a bug finish there from him
Yeah,
with that return.
not sure what Simon was doing. Oh
Either
well.
way, you were saying the
Rhythmicsheep with the
ship
reverse sweep.
sweeps the venue. Let's see if it is actually going to be true, as Tabsies is going to pick Irish in our second game of High Rise. 3 out of 5, and we are gonna be going live with this game in 3, 2, 1, playing it. And that's a bug. And
Ooh,
that's a failed
tried.
bug.
We try again? No. Okay, fair enough. Oh, we were
Get an
being offered a drink.
book. Purloin is going to be our 5th mission yet again. And yeah, gonna point out, General is a seduction target yet again. Feel like that's just because General has a very nasty bug, so probably one of the better framing targets on this particular venue.
Yeah, I guess I always find it interesting putting a Purloin as the 5th mission against campers. I'd say Fingerprint. I mean, it doesn't matter that much, but Fingerprint has that possibility of potentially having a very sort of low chance of being noticed, of being finished by an AI. Well, Purloin, that's not possible. You just an AI can't just finish Purloin.
It's possible. It's called getting a green Purloin.
Yeah, that's not exactly the same thing.
I mean, they do take the list. However, this reject is going to be an innocent one instead. No progress so far. 2 minutes on the clock. Tabsies is playing it slow so far.
Yeah, I mean, if we BB now, that's just 2 lowlights, so I don't see why we're not doing it. Are we doing it now? We're taking a big risk here if we don't take it. Yeah, now it's already 3 lowlights. Okay, we're not taking it.
There is
So what, are we gonna frame?
there is a chance that one of those people not in the conversations is an SDA, and that will ruin our banana bread significantly. So we just wait it out yet again. Get offered. Go for Purloin. That's going to be a white test. That might get a shot right now, good sir. And yes, indeed.
First
2 more
mission,
games. 2
immediate
more
death.
games. Well, you say first mission, but we did have that bug attempt earlier on in
True.
the first seconds of the game, which unfortunately just did not take because of that initial chaos. Either way, 2 more games to go. A Rhythmicsheep picking up some momentum actually. Tabsies has to stop that at some point lest he ties his game, which will be very unfortunate considering how nicely it started. Rhythmicsheep picking up the wheels. Very, very small and very, very wide person. Let's see what kind of cheese we will be trying to pull off, or if we will be pulling off none of it. We'll see. 3, 2, 1, playing it. Pretty important to note, Smallman is actually an SDA.
Yeah, I'm not sure how important that is against Tabsies, but it is something to note, indeed.
It can be quite annoying. Ooh, we are getting highlight for the microfilm. However, we get an action test away pretty much free. If not counting that initial, green bookshelf, it seems like, highlight.
3 at bookcase, 3 at bookcase. Well, it was 3.
Which,
No, it's
honestly,
just 1.
is an interesting strategy for lighting because you don't see that many people going to a statues in a given game of gallery, so might as well allocate your highlights to something else. In this particular case, transfer, and you don't need to remember who was at what bookcase at all points of the time. You just need to remember the one person who was at both. So those highlights can be quite useful for you.
I mean, it's gonna be difficult to win with a nice glowing light surrounding us.
This is fine. Our first alert is going to be a 50%, so just one more will get us over the line. Pretty
That was
pretty
his second
balanced.
flirt.
Yeah, that was
That
that's a bit far for a 50%.
Well, look, it is a 50% in the end. It doesn't matter. If Rhythmicsheep can get a flirt past me, she definitely got it past the sniper. Maybe not, because the sniper is actually trying to win this game and not just talk about it. Double Agent joins us. Pretty nice. Can actually be a banana bread right here and then. We all know how annoying double agents can be, and in this particular case, Rhythmicsheep will not decide to play a
Banana bread.
Russian roulette game with the double agent, and will instead choose to complete the mission.
Yeah, we're just. I think that got a nice BB there. For considering for gallery how difficult it is to get a decent BB.
6 lowlights so far, trying to chase our seduction target but not finding it and instead going to the bookshelf. This is a bit of a moment of truth because issue is we got one microfilm animation done, but we need to get away with the second. It's done and it's noticed. Tabsies lost quite a
That's the
few
set.
games over there, but in the end manages to pull it away and gets a 7-4 win for himself to
GG.
solidify
That's,
his position in the division.
yeah, that's actually really good for the Tabsies to get that win here. Now up 3 wins in their division, and really no one else is currently matching them. So we'll see if he can win his last match.
All right. Anyway, that is it for that one. The other one here should be just about ready.